Today is Mary Sumner Day, where Mothers Union members give thanks for the life and inspiration of Mary Sumner, our founder. Mary was born on the 31st of December 1828 near Manchester, into a well-off family, the third of 4 children. Her father was a banker and historian. The family moved to Herefordshire in 1832, and her mother began to hold mothers' meetings. A year later, Mary's 6-week-old brother died. It is thought that her mother's faith and the women's meetings and her brother's death may all have inspired Mary to start her own meetings later in life. Mary was educated at home. She learnt 3 languages and was a good singer. She went to Rome with her mother and sister to complete her musical education. There she met her future husband, George Henry Sumner, the son of the Bishop of Winchester and a relative of William Wilberforce. Mary and George were married in 1848 when she was just 20, 18 months after George's ordination as an Anglican clergyman. In 1851, they moved to the living of Old Alresford, near Winchester in Hampshire. I have been on a Deanery Mothers Union outing to their former rectory. It is an impressive old house, and I visited their church across the road. Mary was kept busy raising her 3 children and helping her husband by giving Bible classes and also music classes. In 1876, Mary's eldest daughter, Margaret, gave birth to her first child. Mary remembered how difficult she had found being a mother without any support or advice from other mothers, so she organised a meeting at the rectory of mothers in the parish to offer each other mutual support. It was quite radical at the time, as it involved women of all social classes and aimed to promote the value of motherhood, considering it as important as the work of men. At this first meeting, Mary was so nervous that her husband had to speak for her and invite the women to return the next week, by which time she felt brave enough to lead the meeting. It remained just a parish meeting until 9 years later, in 1885, when Mary attended the Portsmouth Church Congress. The speaker, the Bishop of Newcastle, a relative of her husband, had been asked to address the women, but he felt that he had little to say to them, so he asked Mary to speak. Although very nervous again, she gave a passionate talk about the importance of women's vocation as wives and mothers, and spoke of their ability to influence the nation's life and morality for the better. A number of women were so inspired that they went back to their parishes to found their own meetings, and this was the start of the Mothers Union. The Mothers Union concept spread to other dioceses and throughout the United Kingdom after the Bishop of Winchester had made it a Mothers Union diocesan organisation. By 1882, 7 years later, there were 60,000 members in 28 dioceses. Mary was elected first president of the Mothers Union Central Council, a post she held into her 90s. In 1897, Queen Victoria became patron, and branches were set up in New Zealand, Canada and India. Mary died in August 1921, aged 92, and is buried with her husband in the grounds of Winchester Cathedral. The headquarters of the Mothers Union in London is called Mary Sumner House, and the chapel is dedicated to her memory. Several members of our Great Bursted visited the house on an open day 4 years ago. Today, Mothers Union is a global Christian movement with 4 million members throughout the world. It is open to all men and women of Christian faith, and is the largest women-led, volunteer-led movement in the world. Its aim is to express our faith by the care of families and communities, by promoting the importance of marriage, supporting families, especially those in need, and nurturing faith. We are united in prayer, worship and service. As Jesus talked about the kingdom of heaven growing from a small mustard seed, this reminds us of the beginnings of Mothers' Union. Mary Sumner was one person, a small seed, nearly 150 years ago, and from her idea grew the huge international organisation. In our Great Bursted branch we have 17 members. In normal times we try to promote family life through Messy Church, which aims to attract children and families who don't come to formal church services. They learn about Jesus and the Bible through craft, play, songs, a Bible story and a shared meal. Its leaders and helpers are all Mothers' Union members. One member also provides worship bags for the use of children who do come to church. Other members help at baptism services and read or pray at the monthly Mothers' Union corporate communion service. We join in daily midday prayers on Facebook or the Daily Hope free phone line. We raise money each year in Lent for families overseas, providing literacy and finance training, parenting groups and farming initiatives. We support the Children's Society with our annual carols and readings. We normally meet once a month in church and have a speaker. We also enjoy fellowship at monthly lunches at local pubs. Although many of our members are now grandmothers, Mary Sumner was a new grandmother herself when she started the meetings, which became Mothers' Union. We always welcome prospective members to attend the meetings or lunches as friends of Mothers' Union and hope they will want to join. We are part of Basildon Deanery and have annual meetings, services and lunches with Billericay and Wickford branches and occasional deanery outings. There are 71 branches in Chelmsford Diocese, and it is inspiring when we meet in the cathedral to see the parade of banners from many branches. Chelmsford Diocese was the first to set up English for Women, which teaches our language to women who have moved here from abroad with little or no English. They learn through practical skills such as shopping or visiting the doctor, and can bring their children to a playgroup during the classes. Our worldwide president is Sharon Harper from Guyana, elected last year as the first non-British president. I was fortunate to hear her speak last year at the annual conference in Portsmouth. Chelmsford Diocese is linked in prayer with dioceses in South Sudan, Nigeria, Kenya, Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. We have a wave of prayer to pray for all the dioceses throughout the world during the year. I would like to close with Mary Sumner's slightly updated personal prayer. All this day, O Lord, let me touch as many lives as possible for you, and every life I touch, may you, by your Spirit, inspire, through the word I speak, the prayer I breathe, or the life I live. Amen.